Welcome back. In continuation of our review of the various sectors in the year 2018, tonight we're looking at education. Our next report takes a look at some of the major incidents that shaped the country's education sector in 2018.
The year 2018 began on a peaceful note in the education sector as the federal government commenced a national personnel audit of all basic education institutions in the country as part of efforts to enable the government to plan, monitor, and evaluate the basic education sector. At the event, the Minister of Education explains that the audit, which involves public and private schools, is aimed at realizing President Buhari's vision of providing quality basic education for all Nigerian children.
This national personnel audit will go a long way in establishing a strong foundation for the emergence of a sound management information system within the basic education sector.
In the course of the year, Nigeria joined the rest of the world to observe the World Teachers' Day, with the federal government promising to improve teacher education through continuous professional development. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation decried the acute shortage of trained and qualified teachers as he pledged the determination of the federal government to address the situation.
The federal government of Nigeria is still committed to the cause of the teaching profession, and frantic efforts are being made to improve teacher education for skills acquisition through teachers' continuous professional development.
Statistics from UNESCO estimate that the population of out-of-school children in the world is 264 million, out of which about 60 million are in the sub-Saharan Africa, with over 10 million of such children in Nigeria. The peace in the sector was disrupted in the second half of the year as university lecturers, under the aegis of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, embarked on an industrial action on November the 4th to protest, among other things, the non-payment of earned allowances, university revitalization, and poor funding for state universities. After several meetings with the Minister of Labour, followed a series of deadlocked meetings with the Ministry of Education. The union expressed satisfaction over its discussions with the Minister of Labour. The ASU president, however, insisted that the union would have to wait to see how the federal government would deliver on its promises before taking any decision to suspend the strike action. On the heels of the ASU strike, the leadership of Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union, who were on strike since September 2018, suspended their nationwide industrial action that crippled academic activities in colleges of education across the country in the last 3 months. The national president of the association states that the suspension of the over 2-month-old strike action became necessary following new commitments demonstrated by the government to address the issues that led to the industrial action.
NINEC has resolved that our strike should be suspended. NINEC also added a caveat that should government renege on the commitments that it has made so far, we will return to the trenches.
While lecturers in the colleges of education called off their strike, the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics announced a continuation of the indefinite strike action it began on December the 12th, as a meeting between the federal government and officials of the union failed to reach a truce.
We have met with the government officials and we have discussed the issues thoroughly, and it's not possible for us to resolve completely in this meeting. So other meetings will follow up.
Although the federal government in October declared a state of emergency on the sector with effect from November 2018, the National Economic Council, presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, urged state governors to do same in their respective states. This, however, did not stop the House of Representatives from deliberating on the challenges facing the sector, particularly the industrial action by university lecturers.
It is painful, it is sad that we are still at this level, and that's why I started by saying that even way back in 1981 when I was entering the university, we have always been talking about the underfunding of Nigerian education.
As the nation marches into a new year, the challenge of ending the industrial actions by university and polytechnic lecturers will continue to remain on the front burner.
Osu caste system is a practice in Igbo society where some people are tagged second-class citizens as against the freeborn. They are therefore denied certain rights and privileges enjoyed by those who are freeborn. However, a ceremony to declare a day of liberty and end the obnoxious practice has been held in the ancestral home of the Igbo people in Anambra State. Our community report tonight takes a look at the end of the ancient discriminatory practice.
An issue of public importance is in the offing, and the Igbos from the 5 southeast states, as well as Delta and Rivers, are gathering in their acclaimed ancestral home in Anambra State to end a scourge. A reenactment of the 1956 abolition of a caste system that has engendered so much segregation, where certain classes of persons are denied rights and privileges and called second-class citizens, is set to take place. Religious and traditional rulers are on ground to carry out the process, but not before the coordinator throws light into the ears the system has afforded them.
Today will be marked, it's going to be a memorial in the history of the Igbo nation, that after the prayer of atonement today, we are going to ask God to forgive us for this evil, and we are going to abolish Osuka system. When we finish Nri, we'll also abolish it in their own way, and after that, there will be a lot of action that will take place.
Some of the victims who've suffered stigmatization, neglect, and lots more share their experiences, laying the foundation for reconciliation.
My people are not intermarried with our community members. They excommunicate us from attending to church. If you make any transaction of business or greeting to each and every one of our members, they will now fine you. This is ongoing as I'm talking to you now.
Symbolically, forgiveness is sought from those who had suffered the fallout of this practice.
We want to say we are sorry. Forgive us. We are very sorry.
From the depth of our hearts, we forgive every Igbo race.
And so we, with one voice, are calling upon you to abolish Osu in Igbo land and anywhere, in the name of Jesus.
The abolition is followed by the traditional process, led by the regent of the kingdom and custodian of the ageless Ofo, a scepter of authority with which he seals the affirmation. The drums are rolled out in celebration of this feat, and the people express their delight.
I thank all the traditional rulers, all Igbo traditional rulers who found it necessary, without any politics, agreed for once that Igbos needed to remove and abolish Osu caste.
17 suitors came and they could not marry the girl because she's Osu caste. This is the happiest day of my life, arguably.
This shofar you saw at that palace, you see how he raised that? I once has raised that and said, it is done.
Going forward, it will make more impact if what happened here is driven further home through sensitization and enforcement, so as to bridge the divide that has for long cast a dark shadow on the unification of the Igbo society.
We continue with more cheery news. It's been another exciting end of year for fun lovers across the globe who witnessed the 2018 Calabar Carnival, characterized by glamour, elegance and style, which expressed beauty and diversity on the African continent. Spectators from over 30 countries are said to have witnessed this year's event, which was declared open by the Cross River State Governor, Ben Ayade, at the Millennium Park roundabout in Calabar. Our correspondent Imani Ode has more.
An array of colorful costumes, beautiful choreography, music and dance characterized the 2018 Calabar Carnival with the theme Africanism. Flagging off the event tagged Africa's biggest street party at the Millennium Park in Calabar, the Cross River State capital. The state governor, Professor Ben Ayadi, in a carnival costume, takes to the streets in company of notable Nigerians. 5 competing bands of Seagull, Master Blaster, Passion 4, Bayside and Freedom bands thrilled millions of live spectators across major streets of Calabar. The different bands are mandated to interpret the theme for the carnival through dance, music, after which a winner emerges. Beyond the competing bands, other bands such as the Governor's Band, INEC Band, Hits FM Band, among others, also take center stage. For Governor Ayadi, the Calabar Carnival speaks a language everyone understands, love and peace. He adds that the carnival also brings in financial gains for the state and many from other states who travel to Calabar at this period to be a part of the celebration.
There's one language that everybody understands, love and peace, and that's what Africanism is all about. This is a financial transaction. This is not entertainment in my own. For me, this is business. 2 million people, everybody spending 1,000. You know what is that? We are doing 2 billion. That is the business. That is the trick.
Other personalities who graced the Calabar Carnival want it to be sustained.
Tourism is an important part of our economic development, and I think that this has only just started. Over time, it's going to gain global currency. The kind of resources that come from you hosting visitors, both from the country and outside of the country, will be so phenomenal.
The Calabar Carnival, according to government, is a huge market for the Cross River State Garments Factory, as most of the costumes on display are locally sourced.
It has helped in deepening the GDP of the economy. It has helped in putting food on the people's table. It also helped in sharpening the skills of the staff of the garment factory.
The Calabar Carnival, just like football, is one major event that unites people together, irrespective of race, tribe, political affiliation, name is. Behind me is a group of Nollywood entertainers who are here to be a part of the Calabar Carnival. Let's find out from them what they think about the event.
My darling, this is the biggest extravaganza in Africa. It's the most colorful, the most vibrant, vivacious, flamboyant.
Well, it's something that's come to stay, something that's the yearly calendar every year, and I will look forward to it. So it's pleasant. With the kind of innovations that they do year in year, and this year, of course, is all about Africa.
Most of the participants here at the 2018 Calabar Carnival say they look forward to next year's celebration, hoping to see new innovations at the carnival. Imani Ode, Channels Television News.